Hello and welcome back to RimWorld. Last time, we figured out that it appears that our geothermal generator is not quite bringing up the amount of power that we need it to, so... our current job is to build a new geothermal generator out here. But we also have to protect said geothermal generator, which is a bit more of a problem than just building it, because, anyone can build a geothermal generator. Not everyone can build a well-protected geothermal generator, which is what we're working on here. Looks like Bradley's already working on the first part of the corridor that's going to go out to there, which, quite frankly, is brilliant. Cherie, do not puke in the middle of the kitchen, please. Jeez, Cherie. Choose any other place in the world to just puke your guts out. Oh, my word. Okay, what do we have in terms... Ooh, a rare thrumbo. Hello, rare thrumbo. I don't care about you. So, in terms of blocks that we still have, looks like we have a good amount of marble blocks. We do need to actually surround this structure. So I guess we'll do marble blocks like this. And I think that should do it. That should be enough space to put in a geothermal plant, right? Right, people? Just say yes, please. Oh, yes. Perfect. And then we'll just tear down this little wall and we'll be able to get to it whenever we want to. In saying that, we do need a lot of marble blocks. And very specifically marble blocks and not the random blocks that we're currently making. So we're going to make, like, I don't know, 15 marble blocks. That should be fine. And I'm pretty sure that'll be enough stuff for it. I'm not sure how long that'll take, actually. That might take a while. Do we want to use some other resource? Nah, it's going to have to be marble. Anyway. So that should get done soon enough. When people find their stones, they don't just leave them on the ground in front of the table. Cherie! I'm watching you, Cherie! And by the way, Cherie, I know I've been quite harsh to you in the past, but I do appreciate your hardworking nature, and if you don't work faster, I'm going to find you. It's going to I don't have to find her. It's really, really easy to find. Guys, cut it out. Jeez. So long as none of the social fights turn into, like, I don't know, gunfights, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have the biggest deal with, issues surrounding social fights. Just saying. They happen. It's something that people in this world basically need a lot because they're crazy, and I guess they like to just be incredibly violent. I won't judge them because I do enjoy a good fisticuffs every now and again. I say that, not really, but hypothetically, in a certain alternate reality, I would enjoy a good fisticuffs every now and again, and because of that, I can totally understand why our members of this particular society would in fact enjoy fisticuffs. Gabe, you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be better than everyone else, Gabe. Gabe, you can't do this to us. You can't just start fighting random people, especially not Squirrel. Nobody even likes Squirrel. Oh my word. Jeez. Gabe, cracked Squirrel's skull in that fight. That is crazy. Gabe, were you actually hitting him with the gun? Jeez, you two need to calm down. Probably shouldn't put them in the same room, just saying. But, we're going to regardless. Because, I'm not known for having the best of ideas in the world. And this idea is gonna be a pretty juicy one. They're probably gonna get into another fight because they're both just chilling out. Man, we really need a tube television for this place. Because these people just get so sad about the fact that they're just chilling out in a hospital all the time. We really need to, get them something a bit nicer so they don't feel completely and totally depressed. In theory, we could put a billiards table, right next to the beds, and they can, sit up when they've got, I don't know, a broken rib or something, and just play some pool off there. No, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Cherie, do you still have gutworms? How long have you had gutworms, Cherie? Cherie, you need to get rid of those gutworms. I recommend you remove the entirety of your gut and incinerate it, because that is not acceptable. And this muffalo, I don't know what it's doing, but it's currently sitting in like negative 30 degrees Celsius temperature. I get a strange feeling that it's not going to survive long in that sort of temperature. I mean, I know it's a muffalo. Muffalos are pretty significant in terms of their, you know, overall resistance to cold, but I mean, at the same time, that's pretty darn cold. That is a bit more than I think a muffalo is expecting. Ooh. Muffalo 2 has become self-tamed. Well, my friends, we now have a new muffalo. Welcome to the colony. This one, Muffalo 2. Hello, Muffalo 2. You appear to be malnourished, Muffalo 2. Come get some food, my friend. We're not actually going to train him in obedience. I was considering it, but that's probably not a good idea. Okay, so if we now have 2 muffalos, that means we have 2 sources of delicious milk. That's great. I mean, this is actually turning out pretty nicely. I like that. And 2 sources of awesome wool. I mean, I'm pretty sure that takes about 1,000 years to actually grow, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. In terms of this guy, what are we doing? Okay, looks like we're actually halfway done with this structure overall. Unfortunately, it appears that everyone, literally everyone who can do that work is currently in a bad situation. It appears Bradley is suffering from frostbite, which is bad. We should probably increase the temperature in here because it appears it's only 8 degrees Celsius. That is really cold. Like, that is still pretty darn cold. We need to really, like, boost this temperature in here. It's fine if it's everyone else's rooms, but we need to make certain that the hospital doesn't have this issue. Jeez, pigs, can you not walk outside? You're venting all the hot air. Jeez. So we just need to increase the temperature in this room, and it should be fine. Just trust me on that one. It'll be fine. You know, it might be the case that with the quantity of doors we have in this colony, it may very well be that this structure can't maintain its heat. Because, I mean, pigs and stuff are constantly going in and out. Which, by the way, there are a lot of pigs in this colony right now. There's like 5 pigs. I mean, 5 pigs doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 5 pigs and like 7 people. So we're getting to the point where we're going to have more pigs than people, which is definitely not a good thing. I don't think a society built on the backs of pigs is a society that I want to exist in. That sounds terrible. I mean, on the other hand, we technically don't have to exist within that society, but, you know. Close enough. I mean, we have to run it, and we can't run a society that we absolutely despise, right? Right? No? I think that's a thing. Okay, we're actually going to start to build a door here so that we can speed this up a bit more, because currently everyone has to run all the way over here. It's going to be slightly more helpful if they don't have to take that really long route all the way around. I mean, I think the big issue with building that door is if there's an assault before we actually finish this structure, then we're in a bit of a bad situation, but I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. That's kind of one of those, like, what do you call it? Like famous last words. We're doing tube televisions, by the way. That's one of those famous last words that you come up with that will be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. Nobody will come and kill us. It'll be great. But, you know, we just have to kind of cross our fingers here. There we go. Granite door done. And at this point, we should finish up this construction pretty quickly. I think at this point we can actually start running the geothermal plant. And then we'll get some power lines all the way out there because, I mean, there's not much point in having a geothermal plant without power lines running to it. And is that a tree? Get out of here, tree. We can't have anything down this walkway. This walkway has to be completely open. It's basically going to be a service tunnel for the geothermal generator. It's going to be great. Anyone who ever has to do any work on a generator is going to walk down that tunnel. The tunnel is going to be filled with, like, rats and snakes and, like, probably trash because, you know, we don't care to actually make it nice. And it'll be perfect. I mean, I don't know if that's actually perfect, but it'll be a thing, okay? It's close enough. What are you doing, Bradley? Can you cut down these trees before you go eat something? I would really appreciate that, because that will speed up work significantly. Because see how slow they are when they walk over trees? I mean, I feel like you could just, like, slip through that, but I don't know. Apparently these people are not terribly flexible, or they're all really fat, which I highly doubt, because, I mean, that would imply that our society has an abundance of food, and although technically true, at the same time, I'm not certain how accurate that is, because we could run out of food at any moment now, people. I can assure you there's not much of a chance of our continued survival for the winter. That's not true. That's not true. I was trying to create drama. We're gonna be fine, actually. I mean, I think we've actually gotten to the point where we're creating excess food, which is ideal. Well, I mean, it's ideal in the fact that we're creating excess food. It's kind of not ideal in the fact that the walk-in fridge just continues to expand in size exponentially at that point, which is pretty good. I mean, that's okay. It's not the best thing in the world, but, you know. Blotto? Who's Blotto? Oh, it's one of our dogs. Apparently got food poisoning from eating a rabbit corpse. Blotto? You don't have to eat rabbit corpses. We do have actual meat, Blotto. But if you wish to eat rabbit meat, Blotto, that's fine by me. I don't care. You do you, Blotto. Just stop complaining about the food poisoning that you've given yourself. Oh, check it out. We are almost done with this extension. That's perfect. What did we just do research for? Medical bed? That's right. Well, I mean, we can't really build a medical bed because it just so happens that the medical bed, as we will find here, requires 10 medicine to make. It's really good. It's like a great structure. It significantly increases the effectiveness of any treatment, which is great, especially when you need to, like, I don't know, replace someone's eye with a bionic eye. That's usually what I would note as something that you would do in a medical bed because, you know, it just kind of helps. Is there a roof over this? People, don't put a roof over this. I don't know what happens to geothermal generators when they're under a roof, but this is not a good thing. I would appreciate it if we didn't put our probably terrible machine that's creating disgusting, vicious, toxic fumes under a roof. That just sounds like a health hazard. Jeez, these pigs are really going for it. I mean, these pigs go for it way more than any of the humans in this colony do. These pigs are just creating so many pigs. I mean, we're going to eat some of them at some point. It's going to be great. But, I mean, for now, they have a thriving and quite nice pig society here. Hey! Hey! Grizzly bear! Do not... You killed our piglet! You don't just come here and kill our piglet! You scumbag. You deserve that. Squirrel, beat him to death. Squirrel's really good at beating things to death. We're gonna have to eat that piglet now. We cannot allow the piglet to go to waste. It may have been killed by a vicious and terrible grizzly bear, but we shall use its body to feed future generations. Oh my goodness. I do not like it when things come and attack our colony, even if in attacking our colony all it's doing is eating our pigs. That's never good. Okay, are we actually working on this generator yet? Or are we still working on the power lines? Guys, the power lines aren't that important when there's no generator actually built yet. Do you guys not understand the hierarchy of construction? Power lines come after the generator, friends. There's no point in having power lines if you don't have a generator. What is Gabe doing right now? Gabe, what are you doing cleaning? Aren't you a construction worker? Gabe, you need to go build a geothermal plant. Or you need to convince someone to go build a geothermal plant. Either way. I mean, Gabe doesn't necessarily have to do the heavy lifting himself, given that he is the supreme leader of the colony. Gabe can choose to do whatever he wants to do, because if anyone tries to stop him, they're probably going to get punched in the face, kind of like Squirrel. That little social fight may very well have been an attempted uprising by Squirrel. Unfortunately for Squirrel, Gabe is actually strong enough to break someone's skull with a single punch. And that's generally not what I would consider a good situation in terms of revolutions, as broken skulls tend to be a massive deterrent to revolution, just saying. Small thing. Okay, do we have enough? We don't have enough animal sleeping spots. Man, we are getting so many animals in this colony. We have so many more animals than we do actual people. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing, that's for sure. Now our barn is just filled to the brim with animals, and luckily, said animals will never die of hypothermia in the middle of the night, which has been a problem in the past because it's a nice heated barn. Okay, yet another day. Are we gonna finish this geothermal plant? I really want this to be finished before the end of this episode. That'd be great, because then we don't have to deal with geothermal plants again. By the way, how are we doing with smoke leaf? We're doing okay. We probably need to get the smoke leaf working again. And then we don't necessarily need to continue cutting blocks. I mean, it's useful, but we do have 187 marble blocks as is, so we don't necessarily need it. Need additional, at least for a little while. Getting the smoke leaf ready for another caravan, now that's going to be important. Can we get potentially 2 people working on smoke leaf? Aw, heck yeah. And then I guess make parkas is going to be a thing, because we do kind of need warm clothes for people. Oh yes, here we go. This is where it's at, people. We have built the second geothermal generator. Everything should be online. Nothing should be having any problems. We're actually working the double kitchen at this point, so we're creating as many simple meals as possible, which is ideal because we need a lot of simple meals for people, just saying. Cherie, how good is your cooking? Oh, we got tube televisions? Oh, yeah. But it appears her cooking is 9, so that's not actually that high. Once we get up to like 10, probably 10, 11, we can start producing like normal meals, and that'll be great. What do we want to do? I don't know. Auto doors? Auto doors is actually a good idea. Auto doors speed things up a lot. I do like to use those, especially when we have a couple geothermal generators. Auto doors are a pretty simple thing to speed up, like walking through this area would be massively sped up with electric auto doors to help out. My word. Well, for now, that'll bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we will return to the colony, and most likely, we will be sending out a caravan, as it appears that we're almost at a critical mass of smoke leaf where we can send some people out to start selling it. Probably like Bradley and Fedocia. Bradley and Fedocia will get along, and they'll just head out and like sell some smoke leaf, maybe an incendiary launcher or 2, and that should be perfect. But anyway, until then, thanks for watching, and of course, as always, enjoy the rest of your day.